Testing. Testing. Mic check. First video with the camera. Get a little testing action. Seeing how it look. One of many. Alright, good night. One of many. Everybody, how we doing today? That's good. I'm doing pretty good too. I appreciate y'all asking, bro. But I just got out work, hit the road back home. Thought I'd record just in case. I want to get something off my chest. Where there's a topic that I want to talk about, I don't have to set it up while I'm driving. Out of curiosity, one sec. So I had to do it the weird way. Out of curiosity, how many of y'all like know what it is that you're supposed to be doing as far as like your purpose or the meaning of your life or who you are? How many of you can say, like, honestly say that you're at least on the path, on the journey, or you don't know? And that's perfectly fine as well. If you don't know what your purpose is, if you don't know what the meaning of your life is, if you don't know if your life has meaning, that's perfectly fine too. That's also why I make videos, to help those people, to direct those people, because I haven't always known or felt like this was going to be my purpose as far as helping people, being of service to others. But it's something that I learned about myself through the mistakes, through the leaps of faith, through the trials, through the tribulations, you know? So, if you don't know what it is that you should be doing with your life, if you don't know where it is to start, if you don't know where it is to begin, who it is to begin with, I'd say start with figuring out how you perceive yourself right now. So essentially, look in the mirror, truly reflect on yourself right now. Truly reflect on the qualities that you have, that you love about yourself. Reflect on the qualities that you don't have, that you wish you had. Reflect on the qualities that you do have, that you hate about yourself. Reflect on the things that you're doing right now in your day-to-day that is moving the needle forward. And when I say the needle, I mean it's your needle. If you feel like there's something that you're doing in your day that is making you a better person, getting you a step closer to finding what your purpose is, to finding what your goal might be, to finding what journey or where your journey might lead, then keep those habits. Cherish those habits and be proud of yourself for already doing those habits, for already taking part in those habits. If you have habits that you would like to get rid of or change, reflect on them. Think of how it is that you may be able to be of service. Not be of service, sorry about that. I got caught off guard because there's something going on the side of the road. But think of how it is, or the habits that you can do, or think of the, I'm gonna start over. That just knocked my whole train of thought off. But so if there's a habit that you have that you would like to change, then think of the root of it. If it's one of those habits where you can't break, one of those chains that you can't shake, think back to the root of it, the cause of it, what started that. Break it down in that way. Then start limiting those things, or limiting those triggers in your life that may cause you to go back to that habit, or go back to indulging in whatever it is you're indulging in, or go back to broadcasting qualities that you may not enjoy about yourself. Remove those things from your life. Focus on figuring out what the problem is, figure out the cause of the problem, and then the solution will follow. The solution will be simple, or it may be simple. It may be as simple as changing the time you wake up. It may be as simple as limiting your screen time. It may be as simple as hanging out with certain people less often than usual, because you may be hanging out with these people more often than you should. It may be as simple as taking the leap of faith and finding a new job, going out and searching for a new job. It may be as simple as walking away from the person that you love, or the person that you loved or care about. And now, I do say these things are simple, or it may be as simple as, I do say that, but just because I say it's simple doesn't mean it's hard. Or just because I say it's simple does not mean that it isn't hard. Something can be simple yet difficult, or not difficult, but simple yet challenging, you know? And to explain what I mean by that, I say look at it like this. Fundamentals. Let's talk basketball for a second. I use the analogy of basketball because if you know me, you know that that's my first love. I've always loved basketball. Basketball was like my escape. What I felt I was good at, and what I felt that would get me out of my situation. So we use basketball. So let's say that you've never touched a basketball before in your life, ever. You don't even know what a basketball looks like. You don't know what it feels like. You don't know the components of what a basketball is made out of. You don't know what the goal is in a basketball game. But you want to learn. You're open to learning. Let's say that you go and you find a coach, or you find a friend, or you find someone that's willing to teach you. Now, the first thing that a proper coach or a proper teacher is going to teach you is the fundamentals. You can't play basketball without knowing the fundamentals of basketball. What are the fundamentals? Fundamentals are things like dribbling, things like passing, things like awareness, like IQ, essentially. Awareness and IQ go hand in hand, but knowing when to throw the ball, knowing where to throw the ball, knowing how to throw the ball, knowing who to get the ball to, knowing who it is that you're guarding, knowing how to guard someone, knowing how to play defense. These are all the fundamentals, right? And they're simple. Someone's going to teach you how to do the fundamentals of basketball. You'll probably start off something like dribbling a basketball, because no one wants to be out there looking like I forgot his name. The kid version of Chris Rock's character in Grown Ups, where he was double dribbling. No one wants to watch you go up the court like that, bro. That's not proper. You're not going to get anywhere, because that's not the proper form. That's not the proper way of doing things. The foundation, or the fundamentals, would be you learning how to dribble. Dribbling in itself is very simple, but if you've never done it before, then it can be very challenging. It can be very difficult, because it's new to you. It's foreign. Think of it like let's say common sense. Common sense is common sense. It's something that everyone should know, but not everyone's going to know, because what's common to you isn't common to me. What's common to me isn't common to you. What's common to you isn't common to her. What's common to her isn't common to him, you know? So it isn't really common sense. There are things that are universal in everyone's lives that you can consider it should be common sense. But again, I mean, if it's not common in your life, if you're not seeing it frequently, or you're not dealing with it frequently or often to where you can consider it common, then it wouldn't be common sense. It may be common sense to you, but new to me, you know? And it's just like that, you know? It's gonna be new. It's gonna be foreign. Changing bad habits. It's gonna feel weird. It's gonna feel difficult. It's gonna feel awkward and uncomfortable. But that's how you'll know you're doing it right. That's gonna be your compass. If you're feeling awkward, yet you're still yielding results, and they don't have to be results that are outward to the world, but it could be results internally. The way that you're viewing yourself is changing. The way that your thinking is changing. The way that you process problems is changing. The way that you critically think is changing. That's progress. That's making progress. That's taking steps. That's taking a step forward. That's 1%. That's all you need. So doing something like that, as far as getting to the root of each of your problems, figuring out what the problem is, where the problem started, and what's playing into that problem. What's a factor that can be removed, that I have control over, that I can remove, that's playing into, or that's playing a part, or playing a factor in the habit that I'm looking to move away from, the habit that I'm looking to flee from, the habit that I'm looking to change, you know? You'll be one step closer. You'll be one step better. You'll be 1% ahead of yourself today than you were yesterday. That's the right step in the right direction. And that's fine. That's all life is taking one step at a time, one foot in front of the other. That's all walking is, that's all running is, that's all jogging is. Yet, the more you do it, the better at it that you get, the more conditioned for it that you get, it becomes easier and easier to go for further distances in shorter amounts of time. So, thing went out again. But yeah, I'd start off by doing those things, figuring out your problem, changing the things that you can change. And after that, I'd go get out of your comfort zone, you know? And I do want to say, along the process of making these changes, there's going to be mistakes made, because, I mean, this is my first time on this earth, my first time going through this game. It's your first time on this earth, your first time going through this game. It was my first time making these changes, my first time realizing a lot of things. It'll be your first time realizing a lot of things. It'll be your first time making a lot of changes. You will notice a whole lot, and it will be difficult, but it is okay to make mistakes. It is always okay to make mistakes. You can only learn from a mistake. If you went out and you started a job and you did it perfectly the very first time, and your hiring manager or your hiring person or recruiter or whatever it is said, "Dang, god dang, you did a hell of a job. I don't need to teach you anything." And then they go on about their day and don't ever teach you a single thing because you did it right that first time. Then what do you learn? What did you learn? What will you learn if they're not willing to teach you because you did it right the first time? You got to be willing to make mistakes, and you got to be okay with mistakes, because mistakes are common. They are human. Mistakes they're our nature. It's what we do. We make mistakes as humans, as imperfect fleshes. We make mistakes. We fall short. That's okay. Don't beat yourself up over the mistakes that you make. Don't dwell on the mistakes that you make. Don't let the mistakes that you make hang over you like a cloud. Allow your mistakes to fuel you. Allow your mistakes to push you, to direct you, to guide you. Your mistakes will always be your biggest teacher. Now it takes wisdom to know when a mistake is made and to know how to learn from that mistake. What do I mean by that? If I go and I throw a rock at a bee's nest or at a beehive, wasp nest, whatever you want to say, whatever you want to use in this example. If I go and I throw a bee or a rock at these things or one of these things, and the rock hits the nest and it upsets the bees, then I'm going to learn. I'm going to learn a hard lesson. I'm going to learn that I should either run away as fast as I can before I get stung, or I'm going to learn B. I shouldn't throw a rock at a bee's nest, at a hornet's nest, at a wasp nest. Or maybe you'll learn C. And that was fun. That was an adrenaline rush. And that's a lesson too. But eventually you're going to learn the real lesson in that, because you can learn multiple things from multiple different situations in many multiple ways. But in order to find the right lesson, in order to find the answer, the lesson, you got to use wisdom. You got to use wisdom within yourself to know that, okay, this yielded this result. It wasn't a result that benefited me in any kind of way. I'm going to change something. I'm not going to do that again. I'm going to learn from that. I'm going to learn from that mistake. Whether it was fun, an adrenaline rush, or whatever, if you made it up in your head that it's a mistake, then it's a mistake. Leave it at that. Learn from it. Don't go back to it. Don't fall into that same trap. Don't allow that to become the norm. Don't allow mistakes to become your new norm. I say all that to tie back into the idea that whenever you find whenever you're on your self-development journey, your personal growth journey, your personal development journey, you're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna make mistakes because you're supposed to get uncomfortable. You're gonna be uncomfortable in a lot of situations. In a lot of instances, you will be uncomfortable. And that's when mistakes will be made. Because if you're not confident in what it is that you're doing, in the way that you're moving, then it's gonna show in your work, in the way you carry yourself, in the way that you speak. And it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to laugh at yourself. But as long as you're out there doing it, making the uncomfortable comfortable, and what I mean by that is making the uncomfortable your norm, your new norm, then you'll be fine. Just keep on going out, trying new things, no matter how old it is that you are. If you've always wanted to be a chef, always wanted to work in the kitchen, but you never had the time, you never had the patience or whatever it is that you were wanting to do, take that chance. Go out, apply for a chef job, apply for a waiter job, a waitress job, apply for a prep job, just so you can be in that environment, just so you can learn from the best of the best, or from people that have decided that that's what they want to do with their lives. Have conversations with them. Meet amazing people in these settings, you know? Allow these people to pour water on your seed. Allow these people to be of benefit to you. And I'm not saying that in an egotistical way. I'm not saying to go out of your way to use someone, because you should be bringing something to the table too. You should be bringing your true, authentic self to the table, so that they know who it is that they're getting involved with, and so that you know that, hey, at least I was 100. At least I was 100 with them, even if they weren't 100 with me. At least you'll be able to hold yourself accountable and tell yourself that. Because there's not a lot of people that can go through life and say that they were 10 toes, that they were 100 all the way through. And that's fine too. I'm not someone that, I can't say that myself, but I never compromised myself. I may have not been 100% of myself 100% of the time, but I never compromised myself. Never compromised myself. I still stood on the things that I believed in. I still stood on my principles. I still had my principles and my morals. There were certain things that I would never do. There were certain mistakes that I made that I would never do again. That's what wisdom is. Learning from those mistakes and not living with them so much so that you regret them, but being able to sit back and think and reflect, okay, that was a mistake, and I do hate that I did that. What's the lesson that can be learned though? What can I use from that situation, from that circumstance, that I can pass on to someone else, that can be of advice to someone else, that I can use later on in life, in my future? What is the lesson? And just attack it. Attack it and figure it out. If you learned that lesson, then hey, kudos, you got it. On to the next. Time for the next level. You just keep on building up until you eventually come across something that catches your eye. On your self-development journey, on your personal growth journey, you will find what it is that you're meant to be, who it is that you're meant to be. You will find where it is that you're meant to go, the life that you're supposed to live. You will find these things if you embark on a self-improvement journey. You will. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. God created us to thrive in abundance. The Bible even speaks on this. He provided everything that we needed. We had abundance. What is abundance? Abundance is having everything you need and then some. We're supposed to live in abundance. Not just materialistically, but within ourselves. You should have an abundant amount of love for yourself, an abundant amount of confidence in yourself, an abundant amount of respect for yourself, an abundant amount of love for others, an abundant amount of peace with yourself, an abundant amount of respect for others. You should have an abundant amount of these things. And there is no cap, because we can always improve. We can always add more. Abundance, having everything that you need and then some. We all know what the golden rule is. The golden rule: treat others how you want to be treated. Go above that. Treat them better than what you want to be treated. Treat them better than how you want to be treated. Watch your world change. Watch how your world changes. You'll be remembered as that guy or gal that always had a smile, that always brings a positive energy that people look forward to seeing. Because, again, we all have different experiences. You may want to be treated a little bit more harsh than I want to be treated. I may want to be treated like a passenger print. Nah, just playing. But again, your experiences may be a little different than my experiences. So you may want to be treated a certain way. I may want to be treated a certain way. And the person that I converse with may want to be treated a different way. You may have someone in your life that wants to be treated a different way, which I'm sure you do, because we're human. We're all different. We all have different opinions on things. That's why I say treat others better than you want to be treated. If you want to be treated like dirt, like shit, like poop, then treat someone else like a human. Don't treat someone else like shit because you want to be treated like shit, you know? Treat someone else like human. If you want to be treated like a human, a person, a king or a queen, then go out and treat someone else like a king or a queen, you know? And not in no worship type of way. Just treat them with the utmost respect. Treat them with the utmost manners. Treat them with the utmost love, you know? Utmost confidence. Utmost belief that, hey, they will give it back in return. And I'm not saying to keep that thought in your head whenever you're doing these things, doing these acts of kindness, because you should never give in hopes of receiving. But I'm saying you should be willing to do that because there are other people out there that are willing to do it for you. And they're not gonna do it. I'm not gonna say they're not. I'm not gonna speak for everyone, but there's a lot of people that aren't going to show that kind of energy, show that kind of love until they're shown it first. So that's what I mean by that. But yeah, definitely got off track with this one. But I hope I did have some kind of points or left some kind of gems in this that someone out there that may be hearing this can resonate with. Again, I am getting used to my camera, but hey, this video a lot more sturdy than the last one. I don't even know if I ever posted that last one because it was swaying back and forth too much. Y'all may get dizzy. But yeah. So I do hope I dropped some kind of gem or some kind of insight or gave some kind of usable, tangible advice to someone out there, anyone, even if it's just one. I hope that there is something that I said in this video that allows you guys to thrive in your own lives, that allows you guys to just take the chance, to enjoy the growth, to enjoy the process, to enjoy the progress, to enjoy the highs, to enjoy the lows, to enjoy the mistakes, to enjoy all that. I hope I said something in this video that reminds us all that it's okay to be human, that it's okay to make mistakes, that it's okay to not be where it is that you want to be right now in life, that it's okay to not know where it is you're supposed to be in life, that it's okay for all these things. Because again, we all have different lives. We're all different people. We all have different experiences, and we're all meant for something different, something unique to us. We just all got to go out and find it. That's all it is. That's all this game of life is. It's going out and finding it, going out and learning about yourself, about your environment, about God's creation, about others, and teaching others about God's creation, about yourself, about others. So, hope you guys enjoyed this little vid. I do not know how long this one is, but I do hope you guys enjoy it. You guys go out, keep God in your life. Y'all stay blessed. Y'all keep on going, keep on pushing, keep marching forward. Y'all stay in the world. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and again, I will see y'all in the next video.